All right, are we in? All right. All right, we are live. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Awaken Wednesdays with Leo. It's so great to have you all here. Today, I got a very special episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about chakras and soon to be also the auric field. I would also like to start off with some words of affirmation. I'm going to try this as a new thing every stream. And just for today, let's try and listen more than we speak. And I say that just as I start speaking a whole lot of shit right now. Don't forget, also follow us on the Twitch. Follow us on Twitter at What's the Play app. And don't forget to also give some love to the other people that are here that are content creators. We have Charles. He's going to be on tomorrow at 2:30. He's going to be talking all kinds of video game stuff. You know, probably doing cheat codes, all kinds of wizardy techno stuff. I don't know how he does it. He's a wizard. I'm just going to say that now. You guys also loved Greg from the last show. DJ Nicotine. He'll be on tomorrow at 3. And don't forget, we also have Steven and Tori on Mondays on the Who Cares podcast. Yours truly will also be a guest on there, and I hope to see you guys all there as well. Let's see here. Oh, and also, let's not forget about Teesprings. They are also... we have a bunch of merch on there that you can get. I am also getting a shirt that is going to be published in probably a week's time, so hopefully you guys can find it. It would really help me out, and it'll help out the channel. And lastly, don't forget to follow us and find us on Discord as well. I would love to get to talk to you guys so we can talk more about all kinds of crazy spiritual stuff and video games as well. It just, you know, what's going on, what's on the up and up. And lastly, don't forget to follow my Instagram as well at Leeboy_927. And finally, let's get into it. Let's talk about the chakras. So, what is a chakra, you might be asking? Well, they are the energy points within our body that help us move energy through not just our physical body, but as well as our spiritual body or our soul. Now, with this, there are the lower and the higher chakras. I'm going to be going from the bottom up with this. The history of the chakras as well, I wanted to dive into. The history of the chakras, they've been around as far as even when yoga was first introduced in Tibet and in India between 15 and 500 BC, and is the oldest chakra system to date. There are many other ones, but for right now, we're going to be focusing on the traditional 7 chakra system. Now, the 7 chakra system, something very interesting about it, though it does focus a lot on the energy and the spiritual behaviors of the cosmos and just of our bodies, it also has to do with our physical prowess, how it is that it affects us physically and mentally. So I did want to start off on the first chakra, which is known as Muladhara. That is its Sanskrit name. Western name typically would translate into the root chakra. It is the color red, and it is known to have its very loving, caring Mother Earth energy. Oftentimes when you see the color red in the spiritual community, it has to do with being grounded to the earth and being level-headed. Now, the root chakra itself is meant to give us willpower. It's meant to give us drive and have a clear mind. Though it is located at the base of our spine, some people may even say it's located on our feet because our feet are planted to the earth. Let's see. As well, our chakras, they can be blocked, they can be closed, and put out of balance. When this happens with the root chakra, it tends to mean that we may be a little more pessimistic, or we may find ourselves, finding ourselves, even our equilibrium, off balance. As we move on now, I did want to go up into the next chakra, which is going to be below our belly button. It is the color orange, the Swadhisthani. Swaniya. Sorry, I'm going to be butchering these names. I'm just going to be frank with you. Also interpreted into the sacral chakra. Now, the sacral chakra, it has all things that have to do with creativity, sex, love, passion. Oftentimes it is known as the one when it's blaring. Oftentimes it leads into very promiscuous situations, if you will. You'll notice that within the chakra, when it is open, we tend to be able to give out love and passion, sending that energy out into the world. And later on, we will be discussing this very same thing, but instead of putting it out, it's putting it into ourselves. Because not only do we have to give love out into the world, especially in a time like this, when the world is in a crisis, but we also have to understand that we need to focus on ourselves. We need to give love to ourselves, and we'll be getting to that very soon. Now, maybe having a blocked sacral chakra, it may have to do with some issues that have to do with your sex life, or maybe even a creative block. A lot of artists, musicians, writers, when their sacral chakra is blocked, they may be experiencing a writer's block or a lack of creativity. Often ways to do this is, I'm normally not one for, the big pharmaceutical medication, but there are herbs, crystals, and all kinds of other means to opening up your chakras. Now, moving on, I actually did want to take a quick break here and mention what it means to have a chakra blocked or out of balance. When our chakras are blocked, it just means that they may not be open at the moment, so they may not be functioning to peak performance. Whereas if they're out of balance, it may mean that they are overcompensating for another chakra that is out of balance. For example, if we feel like that we are, we want to give love, we want to keep giving this love, and we don't want to focus on ourselves, we don't want to focus on loving ourselves, or we don't want to focus on our own problems, that may mean your sacral chakra is out of balance, and as well as your own heart chakra, which I'll be getting into here soon. But as we do move on from the imbalances, I did want to go into our next chakra, the Manipura chakra, also known as the solar plexus, which is just right above our belly button. It is the color yellow. I tend to see it as something that is much brighter than the sun. It is meant to help manifest things into our world. And it can also be equated to having that gut feeling, helping us with our intuitive prowess. As well as with that, like I said before, it also can affect us physically, our physical body. When our solar plexus may be out of whack, we may have, symptoms of having like an upset stomach, or having issues going to the bathroom, having issues digesting food that we may not be able to digest right now, or may have a form of allergy to. Moving on now to our heart chakra, the Anahata, I believe that's how you say it. Again, I'm going to butcher the hell out of this. But the heart chakra, being the color green, though many people assume this to be money, pride, or just overall material luxury, green is actually a very loving, comforting color. Now with that, it does have to do with, again, Mother Earth, the color of the earth, the green, the welcoming your heart to nature, but as well as opening your heart and receiving love. Oftentimes, as people who give and give and give, we cannot even fathom the idea sometimes of receiving love. Many of us, we may feel it's as if that we want to give and give and give, whereas when we feel like we're taking something, we may feel greedy, or we may feel that we're not worthy of it. But that's something that I want to explain to us, is that we are worthy of love. We are worthy of compassion. You are worthy of love. Now, going back again to having the imbalances of a heart chakra, it may have to do, again, having issues loving oneself, so we overcompensate. So that way the sacral chakra begins to open up. The solar plexus opens up. Both of these can open up to overcompensate for the heart not giving enough love to oneself. Instead, we're going to give love to others. And as good as that may be, as good as it is to, bestow love onto our friends, our family, whoever, we need to make sure that we give enough love and attention to ourselves. Because when we are just going all out, making sure that we are not caring for ourselves and caring about other people, we tend to lose ourselves. Now, as we move on to our next one, we have the baby blue throat chakra, also known as the Vishuddha. Now, the throat chakra, this is here where we will begin our actual connection into spirit, our connection to the other side, having these open chakras, the higher chakras of our vessel. Now, the throat chakra, in its physical form, in its purest form, is meant to speak your truth, be honest, and not just to the people around you, but being honest with yourself. And again, it has to do with love. Everything boils down to love and how it is that we can love ourselves. Now, in our spiritual sense, when we open up our throat chakra, we can actually make this form of connection to spirit, whoever it is that we may want to get in tune with and contact with on the other side. And it may even not be someone that has passed on, but it may even be a spirit guide. For those of you that may not know what a spirit guide is, I'm going to go into that probably in another series, how it is to connect with your guides. But a very quick summary of it is these are people that are meant to guide us on our spiritual journey and even in our physical journey as well, leading us through certain things. They are here to help us go through all of the hurdles and the tasks life has to throw at us. So now as we kind of start to move on here, I did want to kind of stop here for a moment. And again, I did want to give some love to Charles. Want to let you guys know he's going to be on tomorrow at 2:30. He does all kinds of fun video game stuff. He also does like trivia. I was just watching his video last week, and I gotta say, it was awesome for a lot of you guys to come in and totally raid him. It was a beautiful sight to see, and we're so happy to get to see that our community is growing. Don't forget Greg, everyone loves Greg, is gonna be on at 3. DJ Nicotine. And again, Steven and Tori, they're gonna be on Monday. I'm gonna be also a guest on their podcast, and I hope to see you guys there as well. Again, Teesprings as well. Don't forget to check out our Teesprings. We have all kinds of other merchandise that you can check out there. Along with that as well, I have a shirt that will be coming out within a week. Oh, and don't forget to whisper us as well, because if you found this channel because of me, please let the creators know. You can find us on Discord, and it'd just be great just to get to talk to you guys. And of course, let everyone know you found the show because of me. It really gives me some help as well. I don't want to forget about the Patreon with the readings. If you do find us on Patreon, the link is in our Twitter at What's the Play app. For a $5 a month tier, you can get a personalized reading with me. You can also find me on Monday, like I said before, on the Who Cares podcast. I will also be doing personalized readings. All right, now, moving on. I did just finish the throat chakra. And again, like I said, this was having to do with speaking our peace and our truth, being able to connect on that level, and not just with our words, but with our actions. Though the throat, we think about it as our words can manifest into physical things. Another thing that I did want to mention as well are the blockages that we may experience within our throat chakra that have to do physically. We may experience sore throats, thyroid issues, finding words that may not work in our favor. And that's something that we always want to strive towards. When it is that we can connect our heart and our mind, we can move mountains. And when we have no alternative agenda, things will boil down to its purest form. So now moving on, we have chakra number 6. We have the third eye, also known as the Ajna, Ajna chakra. So now as we move up to the body, this may be one of the more familiar chakras that you may know of. On our brow, our third eye chakra lies. Many people try and open that up through their lives. Many people don't. And I will show you at the end of the podcast how it is that we can open up not just our third eye chakra, but all of our chakras. But I digress. As we move on into the third eye, I did want to say how amazing it is, yes, to open it. However, many people, they either demonize it or they glamorize it. It's two completely polar opposite ideologies. It's more or less nothing too substantial. I will be front with you. It's like another chakra. It is all or nothing. But having this balance of your third eye chakra, it will help your connection to spirit, like it is with our throat and our crown. The third eye chakra is how it is that we can see people for their true selves, and how it is that we can see ourselves. The third eye is meant for us to also help see things further on into the future, or even look back into our past and regress and learn. Something very, very interesting that I never knew until I saw a psychic in high school was I've always had this unique ability of always having my third eye open and closing whenever I want. I had always knew when some things were about to happen, like in high school. I always knew that, you know, who was the most popular person, who was cheating on who. Many people would come to me for these advices, and I never understood why up until I saw this professional, this psychic, and completely read me like an open book. Now, having something that would be the equivalent to having your third eye closed, this can also be someone that is willing to completely fabricate things, to lie and not speak their truth. Something similar to having your throat chakra closed. Having your third eye closed means that you are willfully blind to the truth, or you are easily deceived. Someone that may be very gullible may have a closed third eye. Now, lastly, we have the last and seventh chakra. We have the crown, which just lays above our head. Now, this color of the chakras are actually very interesting because they can take the form of one of three. It's something that I've learned. Many people see it as a form of like a dark purple or an indigo. Whereas for the crown chakra, or the Sahasrara, that's what it was. Oh gosh, I'm butchering this and I'm gonna get canceled for it. Watch. Oh goodness. As I continue on with this, hopefully not getting canceled, having an open crown chakra, this is our final step into connecting to the spiritual plane, connecting to spirit and our guides. This is how we can receive more messages. Many people, they may know the term of clairvoyance. That is what it means to have that open third eye. However, there are what we call the clairs in the psychic community, and I'm going to go over those more in detail as I talk about the differences between psychics versus mediums. But for right now, there are the clairs are essentially our spiritual senses. Our clairvoyance is things that we see. Clairgustance, things we smell and taste. Clairaudience, these are things that we may hear that may not be there. We also have clairsentience. If you've ever had a bad vibe about a place or a good vibe about a place, you may have this form of clairsentience. And lastly, we have claircognizance, which is just clearly knowing something. If you've ever just known something without any recollection or proof on the matter and were correct, you may have a form of claircognizance. Like I said, I'm going to go into that more in future episodes, but right now I just want to talk more on the crown chakras. So with that connection to spirit, having that open, this is where we get those messages, because that's how it is that they will communicate to us, is through our senses, through showing us images, through hearing sounds, or just flat out putting the information in our skull. And some people I find to be sometimes a little too blunt with it, to where it just, the information goes way over their head instead of into it. Having what could be a very overdeveloped crown chakra, we may tend to see ourselves losing touch with reality. And this is the very important blend that we need to keep, is the balance between our root and our crown chakra, being able to balance the effects of being grounded in real life versus having this healthy connection to spirit. Because if we are overly developed in the world, in the realm of spirit, we may lose track of our physical life. We may lose track of our, you know, our mundane existence. And with that, it can affect us drastically, not just mentally, but emotionally, cognitively. We can begin to essentially degrade into something else that may not be as coherent or as aware in the physical plane. And this is something that is, again, it's very important to keep yourself grounded. I know for many people, getting into the spirit world is such a fun adventure to go into. Hi, cousin. Nice to have you on. Glad to see you. As I was saying, this adventure into the spirit world, it can be fun, it can be exciting, but as well, we need to remember why it is that we are on that journey. It is not to, you know, it's not to manipulate, it is not to use overly again, because then you're really just taking it over, and you're not making it to what it truly is. You are just interpreting it in your own way, which is fine. However, you are making it your own and not into its purest form. Let's see. I had one more thing here. I guess I actually don't have one more thing here, actually. So, as I kind of start finishing up here, I did want to start doing some Q&As. But before I start, I did also want to mention, again, give some love to the other content creators. Charles, he's a cool dude. He's a fucking techno wizard. I can curse on here, right? I'm going to do it anyway. He's a fucking techno wizard. He knows his shit. He knows his video games. If you've ever watched his streams, he's going to be on tomorrow at 2:30. I'm not too sure what it is that he's going to be doing. It may be trivia. It may be a live stream of some video games. But you never really know. Don't forget, also, Greg is going to be on tomorrow at 3. You guys loved Greg. I cannot get over the comments on Greg's stream. It was hilarious. Don't forget DJ Nicotine, Greg, tomorrow at 3. Lastly, as far as shoutouts go, we got Steven and Tori going on Monday on the Who Cares podcast. We would love to see you there. I'm going to be on there as well as a guest, and I'm going to be giving some personalized readings, and we would love to see you on there. The Wiccan Witch of Twitch. I love it. I love it. Can we change that? That's going to be my new handle. The Wiccan Witch of the Twitch. Oh, man. Oh, lastly, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Leeboy_927. You can see all kinds of my mundane life and some spiritual shit that I post. You know, I post sometimes. As well as the Discord. I'm actually on Discord more. So if you're on there, you can find me. We can chat. I'm always down to answer your questions if you have more, in case there's something I missed. With that, I think I'm going to open this stream up to a Q&A. Just in case if any of you guys have questions, I would love to answer them. I think we might have someone coming in right now, actually. Let me patch them in. Alright, I think I just about got them in. Hang on, we're having a little technical issue right here. Present. So my Instagram handle is Leboy_927. LEBOY 927. All right. I think we finally got you in. Hello. You are on Awaken Wednesdays with Leo.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going? What's your name?
My name is Veronica.
Hi, Veronica. It's nice to have you on the show. How's it going?
It's going good.
Good. I'm glad to hear. Do you have any questions for me?
So I kind of have two questions, to be honest. You were mentioning the healing yourself from food allergies, which I suffer from. And I kind of wanted you to elaborate a little more on it, such as how would I heal my chakra? I'm a firm believer in thoughts become harmful to my health. So what aspects can I change that?
Yeah, so something similar to what I had said earlier is when our heart and our mind are one, we can move mountains. Now, that metaphor in a sense is, yes, we can do amazing things when our heart and our minds are connected. Now, in ways of that, when it comes to maybe some dietary issues, always carrying around supplements is something that I always recommend, healthier alternatives. Or if there's something it is that you just want to keep with you for mental sake, I always recommend specific crystals. And that's something very fun that I want to get into in the future. But as far as some dietary issues or opening up your solar plexus, because that's where it is that that may stem from, is an imbalanced solar plexus chakra. The crystals I would recommend would probably be like a citrine or any stone that is yellow. Bloodstone as well. It's kind of like it's like a green red. That's also very helpful for any like physical pain, body issues. It's also a matter of self-acceptance, and it's always that constant mind game of just saying, yes, I'm fine. Yes, and not even just I'm fine, I am healthy. Saying I am healthy and meaning it.
So using those positive affirmations.
Yes, always. Always using those positive words. Those are the little things that are going to take you far.
Thank you so much. There's also, so you were talking about that clairvoyancy. I've experienced a lot of those things in my life where I just know something before it happens. And I wonder why I know before it happens, or like the universe is speaking to me. But I see, so that you would call that opening my third eye or having it open. What if you just deliberately ignore your third eye?
Well, okay, so as far as things that, you may see or things that you know before they happen, yes, you may have either a very open and attuned third eye and crown, or just your overall crown chakra can be open. Now, with both of these, as far as ignoring them, I mean, that's kind of on you. For the most part, that's just kind of what I like to say. You ignore it, so you kind of you learn either way. I see that as I was saying before in one of the older episodes, the difference between destiny and free will. And with that, I want to say is a form of free will. The part of the free will is you get that message, or sorry, the part of destiny is you get that message. The free will is if you want to acknowledge it. If you want to acknowledge it and take these words seriously, or if you don't. Either way, you will most likely still learn the same message.
Yeah, because I think I have a problem with the acceptance of the message.
That's always one of the hardest things to come by, is acceptance. But it's also one of the healthiest things you can do.
Thank you so much.
Of course, it was so nice having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming by. We really appreciate it, and we hope to hear from you again. All right. That was fun. That was nice having people on here. Let's see if there's anyone else that's been commenting. Do a Crystals 101 in the future. So I am actually considering doing Crystals 101 in the future, like an intro to crystals course. I'm going to be doing probably somewhere around like crystals for the chakras. Along that, it'll be part of the show. But other than that, I think we have one more person that wants to come in and has a question. All right. Hello. You're on you're on Awaken Wednesdays.
Yeah, I have a hard time listening. And you started your affirmation off with you got to listen instead of talking. What made you talk about that, or what made you bring that as the subject from the very beginning?
So I know I'm, like I said, I was being a little hypocritical of just saying, let's speak less and listen more, as I literally speak a fuck ton right now. But as far as listening goes, and it's an art, I've learned, the art of listening. It's, there's listening and then there's hearing. You can hear the things people say, yes, but are you listening to them? Are you really listening to the message that they're giving you? A way of learning how to do that is looking at them, making eye contact. That is something that's very important. Making that eye contact, and as well as when you listen to the words that they say, have it resonate. If it doesn't resonate with you, then try and, I don't want to say change how it is that he's saying it or the person is saying it, but try and equate it to something that something that you understand in your life. I'm hoping that makes sense. I'm hoping this was helpful at all.
It was very helpful.
I'm glad to hear it. Was there any other questions that you had? No, nothing right now. All right. What was your name, sir? I didn't get your name, by the way. I'm so sorry about that.
Michael,
it was so nice having you on here. I really appreciate it. And we hope to hear from you again. Please have a great day and stay woke. All right, my friends. Let me see here. I want to see if there's, again, more technical issues on my tablet. I don't think we have really anything here as far as the questions go on the chat. Crystals would be interesting. Yes, I would love to do more crystals. That's something that was actually a seed, and how it is that I started my spiritual journey was with just a single crystal that was only yay big. One second. I think we have one more person that wants to come in and has a question. Hello, you're on Awaken Wednesdays with Leo. How's it going?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. My name's Jeff. I was just wondering, what's your, this might be a little off topic, but what's your favorite video game? No, you're a gamer on Twitch, right? Must like something, right?
Oh, yeah, so nice to... thanks for the question, Jeff. I do actually love video games very much. Funny story, I used to actually work at GameStop. Yeah, I'm just gonna say now, I don't recommend it. But I gotta say, one of my favorite video games of all time has to be Kingdom Hearts 2.
Do you have any interesting stories from GameStop?
Oh man, I don't think I'm allowed to talk about them. But we're gonna say that there was this one occurrence where I was out at my work. I'm not gonna say it was at GameStop or not, but it definitely was in a form of retail that sold video games. And during this whole quarantine thing, we had to take very, very special precautions in how it is that we deal with customers. So we had a little drop-off box that was outside the store where they would put their credit card in, and they would go online, order their video games. They would come in, we would take their credit card, we would take it inside, pay for the video games, and then we would bring everything out. So what happened was this woman apparently got a pair of headset that we didn't have, so the inventory was off. And the woman just yelled at me for hours. The woman yelled at me for hours saying how this was for her son. I'm like, okay, Karen, I get it. I'm sorry we don't have it. And I told her, I want to say like 20 times that there was a very similar store to ours that was just right down the street from us that had the exact same headset, but she was so adamant in getting it at my location for whatever reason. But that, I would say, has been the only interesting story that came out of working in retail that had to do with video games. All right. I think that is it for the most part. I don't have any more content right now as far as for the chakras go, but Stay tuned next week on Wednesday. I'm going to be talking a lot about the auric field and what it is to see auras. With that as well, don't forget to check out Charles and Greg tomorrow. Charles goes on tomorrow at 2:30. He's going to be doing a bunch of video games and being a fucking wizard. We have Greg, or DJ Nicotine, doing some amazing beats. Getting down to this sick beat. Oh my god, please don't cancel me. And then we have Steven and Tori on Mondays on the Who Cares podcast. You're going to see me there as a guest doing personalized readings. We hope to see you there. And as always, my friends,